Hello students, today's video is titled Percents, Part 1. There is also a Part 2 coming after this, but for today we're just going to do a little introduction and 2 examples of percentages. And I love this lesson because percents are everywhere. Everywhere in the real world you look, you're going to find percents. So let's get into it. First, when you're doing a percentage problem, this is always going to be your template. You're going to have 4 boxes with an equal sign in between. The left side will be a fraction. The right side will be a fraction. And here's something that's really nice. The lower right-hand corner is always going to be 100. Always, 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 always. Your percentage, this is the symbol for percent. Your percent, go outside the box a little bit here. Your percent will always go above the 100. And on the other side, I'm going to call this the part and this the whole. And I know that doesn't make much sense right now, but just try to key in on this when you're solving a percent problem. You're going to put your part over your whole and set that equal to your percent over 100. And then again, this will make much more sense in a few minutes. Okay, so one thing that I want to bring up, which you probably didn't know, is that, okay, you see how I have 25 over 100? You're actually looking at a percent right now, and you probably didn't know it. In fact, any number over 100 is a percent. When you take a number like 25 and put it over 100, you just basically said 25%. That's what that means. And then you might say, well, okay, that's 25%. What about a decimal? Well, isn't 25 hundredths written like this? 25 hundredths. So a percentage can be written as a fraction, a decimal, or a percentage itself. They all mean the same thing. Okay? So if I would have, like, I can do another one here. If I would have 13 over 100, right? That means 13%. Any number over 100 is automatically, boom, a percent. And then you can also write it as a decimal because 13 hundredths looks like that. It's that simple. So then how do we solve percent problems? Well, let's get into one. Watch how easy this is. So here's the problem. A sweater is regularly $32. Okay. But it is 25% off the original price this week. I'm sure you've been to the mall or Target or Walmart and seen things that are discounted as a percent off. That's what we're doing here. The question is, how much will a shopper save by buying the sweater this week? In other words, how many dollars are they going to save? How many dollars go with 25% off? So here's what's so great about percent problems. As long as you set up, and I'll have to kind of go back and forth here, but as long as you set up your 4 boxes, watch this. So if you do first box over second box equals third box over fourth box. Do you remember what I told you always goes in this lower right corner? You got it, 100. That's a no-brainer. And always above the 100, remember I just told you any number over 100 is a percent. This is where your percent goes. So how much are we getting off here? 25% off. So I'm going to put 25 in this box. Now, on this side, if you remember, it was the part and the whole. So when I look up here, part and whole, let's take a look. A sweater is regularly a whole $32. Like that's the normal whole price. So that's going to go down. And the way I like to think of it is 100% of that sweater, all of the sweater is $32. But with 25% off, we're going to get a part of this $32 taken off. That's what we want to find. How much will the shopper save? How many dollars, I'm going to call this X, is the shopper going to save if we're saving 25%? So I kind of like to think of the left side as like the dollars and the right side as my percent. Dollars, percent. Okay, now we've got a case of cross multiplication. We want to figure out what this is, so we're going to cross multiply. So we start with the X. X times 100. That's 100 times X equals. Now we have to take 32 times 25. Now you guys may use your calculators. I'm allowing you to use your calculator. I don't have my calculator right here with me, so I'm just going to go off to the side and take 32 times 25. But again, on this lesson, you guys may use your calculators. Okay, 5 times 2, that's 10. Carry that 1. Here we have 15 plus 1 is 16. Cross off that 5, put a 0. 2 times 2, 4. And 2 times 3, 6. We'll add straight down. We've got 0. We've got 10. 6, 7, 8. And I don't have a decimal to add back in, so I'm just going to say 800. Now, 100 times what makes 800? Well, I hope you're thinking 8. Or we could divide by 100 on both sides. Cross these puppies off. X equals 800 divided by 100 is 8. And since X, right, was money, this was dollars, so 25% off this price means you're getting $8 off, or you have a savings of $8. And that's how easy percents are. You just have to figure out what's the percent, what's the part in the whole, and 100 always in the lower right-hand corner. Okay, let's try one more. One more for this video. And I went with shopping again because we all understand shopping. Okay, it says a pair of jeans was 30% off the original price. So once again, they're giving us the percent. The sale resulted in a $24 discount. So this is how much I got off. What was the original cost of the jeans before the sale? Okay, so we begin once more by setting up our 4 boxes. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we know lower right corner, always 100. Now we know this box is our percent. So do we have a percent? We sure do. A pair of jeans was 30% off. So I'm going to put 30 right there. Now the part and the whole. Interestingly enough, this one is the opposite of the last example. This time they're telling me that the sale resulted in $24 off, a $24 discount. That's the part. What was the original cost? That's the whole. What was the 100%, right? How much was 100% of the jeans? It was jeans, right? Yep, before we got the discount. And so we're going to cross multiply. We have our X here, so X times 30, or 30 times X equals 24 times 100 is 2,400. I can just move that decimal point 2 to the right, which will pop 2 zeros in there. So 30 times what makes 2,400? Well, we could think about that, or we could just divide by 30, which will cancel these off, leaving us with x equals. Now I have to long divide. Again, you would have your calculator. Not that you can't do this by hand, because I know that you can. 30 into 2,400. So 30 can't fit into 2, and it can't fit into 24. It can fit into 248 times. 8 times 30 is exactly 240. Then we have to float that final 0 down. 30 does not go into 0, so we could say 0 times, and that finishes the problem off. So we're going to say 80. And again, we're on the dollar side here. So $80 was the original cost of the jeans. So originally, the jeans were $80. So that's just a little introduction into percents. I'm going to make another video to show a few more examples, but you're off to a great start. Thanks for watching, and happy trails to you.